Hello, everyone. My name is Tara, and welcome to Aligning to Love. In this channel, I aim to spread hope, joy, peace, and love to the world by sharing goodness and love within my life. In this video, I'm going to be talking about today's events that have been really exciting and lots of signs that I've seen. I haven't been wanting to do videos that are of the current day because I've had so many videos that I need to backtrack on for the month of June. But when I saw what today was and also the other signs that happened to me and my husband today, I just had to make a video on the day that it was happening. So first off, this weekend is my anniversary weekend with my husband. We got married on July 13th, 6 years ago. But my husband, he is traveling in between my parents' house and our apartment for the new job that he took. And so we are only seeing him on his weekends for the month of July. So it was really nice that our anniversary lined up to the weekend that he could come see us. And this started on his birthday, which was July 7th. That was his first day of work as well. But the big things that I wanted to talk about, other than celebrating our anniversary, is that earlier this morning we were having a conversation about just our hopes and dreams of having a job or a career that brought us happiness from within. And so that even if we were old and we wanted to retire, we could still see ourselves doing what our job was, just maybe at a smaller scale. And we were just really talking about the directions that we wanted to go in, and my husband was really hoping that he was going to be able to find that direction soon for his path, because we are in the middle of a move right now, if you've seen my other videos. And right now he feels like because of this move, he is not exactly in the line of career that he sees himself long term, but he was excited to start this new position so that we could make the move and start a brand new future for ourselves. So it was all coming together, but he was thinking about what he could see himself doing creatively, because in the job that he's in now, there is a more interaction with people, which is nice, but he's a person that's very hands-on. And so we were having discussions about that, and it was so funny because around 10 o'clock I was cleaning the kitchen, and all of a sudden I looked at the clock and it said 10:10. And 10:10 is an angel number that signifies new change, and that you're in alignment with your life's purpose, and to trust your intuition and your gut, and to go with what you think is going to make you happy and fulfilled in life. And it was around 10:30 where I'm like, oh, the other thing I wanted to say is in previous videos, it's been like months now, we haven't been able to access our mailbox because it had been jammed. And we have been waiting week after week and month after the month to get it repaired. We put in the order to get it repaired, and they finally sent someone out last week when we came back in on Wednesday. And so I was pumped, and that was awesome. So now we're actually getting our mail. And so at 10:30 I said, and one thing that we didn't get to do is that when we got the mailbox fixed, they had given us new keys, and for some reason we had put them all on my husband's keychain and none on mine, and so we had to wait till my husband was home so that we could get into the mailbox, and now we have one on my key. Anyway, I asked him to go check to see if there was any mail that came, and a card came from his mother, and it was a birthday card that was late, and it said specifically on it, "Son, it's easy to see that God has a plan for your life." And it was perfect timing for exactly what we had been talking about earlier this morning. And I just loved that sign. And I was just thrilled. And so I continued cleaning. My husband was watching our daughter for us. And then I look at the clock again and it's 11:11. And for me, whenever I see that, it's gates of manifestation are opening. And I was also looking at my phone at that time, and I saw that Lorna Byrne had put out another video. And I follow her and her channel, and she is the woman who has written many books, and the ones that I have read have been Angels in My Hair and Angels at My Fingertips. And she is the woman who is able to see angels in the physical world that is, I don't know, a gift that she's had since she was a baby. And I just think her backstory and the life that she has led has been so intriguing and full of peace and full of hope. And I have really just been inspired by her since I've learned about her. When my mom gave me one of her books, I believe it was Angels in My Hair, that I read probably 10 to 12 years ago when I was 27 or 25. I believe I was still living at home when she handed me the book, and I've been in awe of Lorna ever since. But in that video, I learned that today is the first day ever that is recognized as the International Day of Hope by the United Nations. And I just had to do a video today because my whole channel is about trying to spread hope, joy, peace, and love. And I was so happy that I saw Lorna's video to even know about that. And so I will make sure I put Lorna's link of her video into my details on my video page, and so that everyone can see Lorna's message. So I'm not going to go into Lorna's message, but I just was so excited, and so many good things had been happening and signs that I just was so pumped, and I could feel it today. And I also was just so excited to have my husband back. My daughter was thrilled, and we have been doing such fun things, not only as a family, but for our anniversary. And I wanted to capture this day and these emotions, and also an historic moment for hope. And as I was reading about what the International Day of Hope represents, is that it's trying to bring awareness that hope can be a teachable skill, and to help bring awareness to our mental health and our well-being as individuals, but also for small communities, whether you're just in your family and you're thinking about it, or if you're in your larger town or state, and then looking at it at the global level of how to come together and unite and tackle conflicts that can be solved with peace and love and acceptance and understanding. So I was just I can't even describe how happy I was when I found that out today. And so going on for today, I did want to share a few things that were so exciting for me. And it will be a much shorter video because I'm just going to talk about today. And then the next videos, I will be continuing to backtrack the last few weeks that I needed to catch up on. And I'll be so excited when I am caught up, because then I'll be able to do quick videos like this and just share quick tidbits and hopefully spread love and joy and peace and hope in small increments more often. So after 11:30, my husband and I and my daughter, we wanted to go out to our local places that we usually have been throughout the time of 10 years that we've been here, and we wanted our daughter to see those places. And so first we went to the Queechee General Store, and we grabbed lunch and sandwiches, and they were delicious, and you could tell they were so fresh, and they were so refreshing. And we got water, and we also got these homemade yogurt with granola mix and blueberries, and it was just a perfect lunch on a hot day. And I got to talk to the owner of the general store, and she was telling us about her grandchildren, and she was talking about our daughter, and it was just a lovely conversation, and I really enjoyed her company for those moments. And my husband and I and my daughter, we strolled along into the other outlets and stores along that strip, and it was just really fun because we used to do that all the time. And in a few weeks we're gonna be farther away, and we probably won't be coming back as often to this area. So it was fun to go back to our places that held so many memories. My husband was able to find one of those I don't know what they look like, little hot air balloons that spin when the wind blows. And so we picked one up for my mom that had cardinals on it, because at my parents' house they have a lot of cardinals and they have lots of birds, and my mom said she had wanted one of those wind spinners. I don't know what their actual name is called. And my husband was so thoughtful, because I didn't even know that she had wanted one of those, but my husband, who had been staying with them for the week, had said, "Oh, your mom said she really wanted one of these." And so we ended up getting her one. And then we went into the antique store, and 10 years ago, when my husband and I first started dating, he had gotten me a promise ring at that store for in the future if we decided to get married and get engaged. And today he got me another ring from that store, and it's our 6th anniversary, wedding anniversary, but it's our 10 years together. And it was just so sweet. And he even went down on one knee and pretended to act out proposing again, and it just filled my heart with so much joy. And then after we were in the Queechee area, we decided to go up to Sugar Bush Farms, because we love the views up there. You see all of the mountains just surrounding you, and the clouds were white and the sky was bright when we got there. And we just love taste testing the maple syrup, the cheeses, and the other maple butters and different foods that they have at their farm. And we were excited to bring our daughter up there and stroll her around and show her the goats and the animals and the chickens. And they were celebrating their 80th anniversary of the farm. And there was this little girl who asked if I wanted a free creamy, and I of course said yes, I'm not going to pass up a free creamy. And Juniper and I shared the creamy, and then we went inside and we did the taste testing. And while we were doing the taste testing, there was a teenager that came in, and she looked so familiar to me, and I thought she was a past student, but my students were 8 years old when I had them, and this looked like someone who was 14 or 15. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to say, "Hi, are you so-and-so?" But part of me was just like, just do it. In my head was saying, ask her. And I did. I said, "Hi, are you the student that I had in 2nd grade?" And it turned out that she wasn't. But here's the funny part. She was the sister who was a twin of the student that I had. And the person who had been doing our taste testing and giving us the samples was her grandmother. And so we ended up having a wonderful conversation, and it was really nice to see her. I can't believe how grown up she is now. And her grandmother was saying that she is in high school and that she's driving and she's just having a great time of her life in that phase she's in. And it made me feel older because that was 8 years ago that I had her sister, and she was in the other class with one of my other colleagues who taught second grade at that time. And after that conversation, my husband went in to buy some cheese and some other things, and they were so generous to us, and we paid for what we bought, but they also let us get one more thing on the house. And it was just so thoughtful, and they didn't have to do that, and they had said, oh, it's a teacher perk. And so I was just filled with so much joy. And we were going to go down and see their video and farm of how they show what they do to do maple sugaring and to make their maple syrup, but then it started to rain. So we decided to get Juniper back in the car, get her stroller packed in the car before it started to downpour. And then we headed home, and we had been reading books, and we just relaxed. And then both my husband, he's been exhausted from his commute and his new job, and my daughter was also tired, so they went in for naps. And that's when I decided to do this video. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is that today is July 12th of 2025, and when we were at the antique store, the ring that my husband had gotten me, the number was, the identification number that they used on it was 12. And so then it went in the 12 mailbox, and I just thought that was really cool that today is July 12th. The identification number on that ring was July 12th. And today is the International Day of Hope. And I am just beside myself. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And I'm so glad that we have a day that recognizes hope and just the importance that it has in every aspect of life. And no matter where you are in the world or what you're going through. And I'm just so filled with joy for that. And it does fill me with hope for our future. So that's what I wanted to share today. And I also have to add that the following videos that I'm going to be putting up either later today or later this weekend were pre-recorded, and it was during the 4th of July. I had hoped that they could get out then or close to then, but obviously it's been way past that. And so I will be caught up a lot more with when those videos are out. And so I'm hoping after the next 3 or 4 videos that I'll finally be able to do shorter videos like this and more often. And I hope all of you are having a fantastic day. I love you all. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.